Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is Tuesday, July 29th. You know, we have to write these things down. If you are local in the area or in the Midwest in general, we need Christmas in July because it is still so crazy hot outside. I am not looking forward to going out after this. I'm going to be as quick as I can in the garden tonight afterwards. I hope that you're all having a great evening, and I do think we're getting a cool off tomorrow. Hello, Mom. Mom is on. That is Kim for Kimberly, anybody who's paying attention to the live chat. If this is your first time here, hello, welcome. I am Anne Marie. I'm the AM Bevel out of this situation here. If you would please take a moment to like this video, feel free, please subscribe, and you can hit the notification bell, and that way you will know when I am live. Hello, Linda. If you are watching this on the replay, I am glad that you are here. Feel free to make comments and, post comments below. Let me know that you did watch the video. And please be specific in any questions that you may have, but you can also reach out to me over on Facebook, my email, Instagram, here, however that works, just reach out to me. So, this evening we are going to conclude the Christmas in July with a preview of a suite. I think I showed it briefly in an earlier video. The suite is the Peaceful Garden Suite and will be available in the upcoming mini catalog that comes out in September. So this was a great preview. These were my Stamp Club projects. Hello, Nancy. Let's see here. I'm glad that you are here as well. It's great for you to be here. So before we get into the projects tonight, which one does include a neat fun fold, which I think you're all going to love, and we're going to do some live cutting with that as well. Next Tuesday, so August 5th, is kind of when things will kind of reset. So our updates are always on Tuesday with Stampinup. There will begin an in-color sale on the 25-27 in colors. They haven't said specifically what items will be on sale, but they said selective inks or papers or embellishments featuring the new in colors. So, and it will be while supplies last, as in if something sells out, you're not going to get a rain check for whatever the discount price is. So if you have not picked up in colors yet, or are missing some things, like I don't have the blends yet, and I don't have all of the refills yet myself for the new in colors. You're going to want to shop that in color sale. So that'll be a fun, kind of different sale to take advantage of starting next month. And as I mentioned, the September mini catalog is going to be coming down the pike very soon. And I have this other notes. This is why I make notes for myself so I don't forget something. The clearance will also, the last chance, I'm still used to calling it clearance. The last chance section will also refresh next Tuesday with new items added. Now, for those of you who have been Stampin' Up! Customers for a while, you will probably notice some celebration items on the last chance list. So they're going to have like a suggested retail price, and then it'll have a slash with whatever the last chance prices. Stampin' Up's never done that before, and that is because if you have not heard, and I haven't announced this to you all, is that celebration is no longer. We will not have celebration anymore, which is sad, but there is a new promo that they're going to be launching, I believe in December, which if you follow a lot of demos, maybe you've heard about it, where it will be a product of the month. I don't know if it's a stamp set or bundle. I don't quite know all of the details. So it'll be, if you have a $75 order in a month, you can purchase just one. Demos can't even get more than one. You can get one of this stamp set of the month for $5. That's the promo that they're going to start doing to kind of be like this sale kind of special thing, and it'll be like as supplies last. So for example, say January comes around and there's a stamp set, maybe you didn't order in December. If there is still December December of the month stamp set available, you could choose between that one or the January one. So that's kind of the high level of that. So you will see some celebration items on that last chance. So if there was something out of the last celebration that you are kind of sad you missed out on, you're going to want to shop the last chance starting on Tuesday. Again, while supplies last, especially on that last chance. If you see something you like, you better grab it because it will be gone fast. So we're going to get to work and show off this suite probably a little bit more in depth than I have previously. I need to get over to the right screen. Let's see. Ta-da! Look, and we look like we are in focus, which is amazing. So again, this is going to be available in the September mini catalog. Don't ask me the specific date. It's probably the first Tuesday in September when it will go live. I will have catalogs at the crop in person, and some will get one mailed depending on where you're located. One, to have a catalog mailed, you have to be opted into communication on the system now because it's a brand new mailing system. And also you need to have ordered with me in about the last, I think, what did I decide, 9-10 months. So a little bit less than a year, or within the last year. I'll see what the list looks like. So if you're not opted in for communication, I cannot mail you a catalog. You'll have to get one from me in person. And ooh, just gonna knock that over. And the crop would be a really great time to do that for local. If you are not local and you are new, like watching this just now and you would like a catalog, go over to my website, opt into communication, and send me a message saying, hey, I'm new, I would love to catalog. I need to know like very soon because I have to get that done by the end of the month. The end of this month, which is like 2 days. 2 days? Or 1 day? 2 days. We have 31. So this is the Peace on Earth bundle, which is part of the Peaceful Garden suite. So this is like a Christmas stamp set, but is not just Christmas, as the description says. So we have some Christmas sentiments, but then we also have like some sympathy, the heartfelt prayers, which is nice. We have kind of more like a thinking of you. I'm not giving anybody a big hug personally. If you know me, you know. I like this love. This could be, it's so nice. Could be great coming in for Valentine's. And I think everybody agreed on Sunday that this is a beautifully fonted stamp set. Even on the scripted portions, I love a great mixed font. But these scripts, they're large and like the spacing is really good. It's easy to read. So, great little set. So, none of the stamps or dies specifically like go with this. There's not like there's a dove in here that we are going to die cut out. So this is kind of a rare bundle to where you could order them individually if you just wanted the dies or you just wanted the stamps, and you would be just fine. However, these two little labels are designed to fit the sentiments that are in the set. We have these cute little envelopes. We have two doves here. This one's upside down because that's just how it is on the card. We have the little branch that the dove can hold in her mouth. Same thing, this comes like a little letter. These are little stars, a 3 and 1. I'll show you those. And we have this beautiful long floral stem leaf thing as well. So also with this, we have a 3D embossing folder, and we will show that off tonight in Emboss, where there's a space for this large label. Now this isn't a hybrid folder, so we're not going to cut this at the same time, but I'm just quickly showing that the large label and that die perfectly fits in there. Then there is designer series paper, which this is just all kinds of cut up. It's kind of this beautiful palette of blues. I'm not going to show it off a whole lot. Again, you know, you're going to be able to see it in the catalog. Of course, you can always shop online once it goes live. And then we have this awesome glimmer paper, which is in 3 shades of blue. I know this one looks silver, but it is supposed to be our cloud cover. And if you held it up to silver, you would tell that there's a blue tint to it. Then we have this, which is supposed to be Secret Sea in color, cloud cover in color, and then this is our Misty Moonlight. They're not perfect, but they are close. And, you know, I'm just looking at this now. For local people, it does kind of scream Washburn a little bit. But I think for winter projects, thinking little snowflakes, snow scenes, great little embellishments. This is going to be great for you. Even if you aren't interested in anything else, you might want to be thinking about adding this glimmer paper to your wish list. And I didn't pull it off. Where is it? Then I do think that this Misty Moonlight with silver trimmed ribbon is amazing. More beautiful in person than what it even looks like here. Now this is going to be a little bit higher priced ribbon because of the little fringe on the end. But if you are interested, I will be putting together a ribbon in DSP share with the new mini catalog. So stay tuned for that information. You'll be able to find that information over on my Facebook page. There should be a link below. And also I'll make sure to include it in my newsletters. If you would like a newsletter from me, you need to reach out to me with your email address and I will add you to that. I think it's really pretty, and I think there's a couple Stamp Club members on here that would have used this on Sunday, and they can maybe talk up how I thought this ribbon, I think it's just so pretty. I mean, it's, I don't know, even like a New Year's if you're the procrastinator. But we are doing Christmas in July, so we can be less procrastinating. That's an official word, procrastinating, when it comes time. So the first project I want to do, we're just going to do some of the techniques because I want to take time to really show the second card, which is the fun fold. So this is just a card that when I designed it, I wanted to use a lot of the different elements that are in the suite. And so I have embossed, so you can see how lovely this is. Now you're going to notice that it's like a little white poking through here. That is because I used the two-tone cardstock. See that? That's because I'm going to take my little sander or your little sandpaper, and I'm going to sand this down a little bit to get kind of this distressed look over this great leaf pattern. Again, what I love about, like that one I just kind of sanded right through, which is fine. So I love our two-tone cardstock because it is the white core and we can get this great distressed look. And I do feel, yes, when we kind of put this embossing folder together with certain things, it does look very holiday card Christmassy. But I do think just on its own, it's just this beautiful floral, you know, we could stamp a sentiment right in the middle here. But in this case, we're going to layer some die cut pieces. So I have cut this out of a piece of the designer series paper. And so this is the large label, and here's the smaller one, also out of designer series paper. I just want you to see how well those two would nest inside each other. So here's the back. We had this big discussion about Sunday about everybody thought, well, which side do I use? You know, I think our instinct is to use the quote-unquote pretty side, and these are the off sides. But the off sides allow us to do a couple things. So in this card's case, we're using this one with the little stars as a nice little accent piece. And I'm just going to put that straight here. Again, just so you can see how great these dies work with the embossing folder. And there is a little line, little embossed line around on both of these. So what I think is really cool about this is here I have crumb cake with white showing through, and this is white with like crumb cake accent. Probably looks a little gray through the color, but it is more of the crumb cake. And this is your reminder and permission today to stamp on your designer series paper. So one thing that I gave a tip on, or we talked about during club, was, you know, we might cut up this beautiful sheet here for card fronts, and then we're always going to have like this 1 by 12 inch strip left, or, you know, 1 by 2 inch or something. Well, when it's light like this, we can just stamp our sentiment right on top of that, and it just kind of gives like this extra element of texture there to that sentiment. And then one thing I was thinking about tonight was this sentiment I had stamped just on white, and how, just a reminder, you can cut apart your sentiments if you just wanted that little joy, or if you just wanted peace, or if you just wanted love, or we could cut them apart and have peace, love, joy as like a little zigzag situation as well. Now, what the second little technique I want to do with this, oh, it's right here. This is going to be actually the inside of the card. I have my small little blending brush, my crumb cake, and I had my little stencil sitting here. That's fine, we'll just grab this one. So I die cut that beautiful leaf, which, here we go, I'm going to show you the front of the card. It's like magic. Ooh. These are those little stars, and we have these little glimmer leaves here. So it's kind of fun just to offset that to give like this little zhuzhed up area. But the inside, I wanted to, I love this leaf sprig here. So I'm going to use it as a stencil with crumb cake. And I'm just going to hold this down. And I do think florals are just some of the best little masks or stencils that we can make on our own. And this is just a piece of regular crumb cake. Think of this as being a little scrap paper. Now you want it to be big enough because you don't want to be, oops, you know, going off to the side here, because we just want the, we could go a little darker if we want. And then we end up with this here. I think it's just lovely, you know, so take them, you know, when you're looking through your dies, think about this for the inside, and then we could end up with something like this. So this is kind of a lot of words for Anne Marie, I'm going to be honest. Wishing You, which is its own stamp. Oh. And that's just on a little piece of paper, and I just use my scissors to do the little angle there. And then, you know, peace, love, and joy, and then Merry Christmas inside. So this Merry Christmas is from Paper Pumpkin from last fall. That was a Christmas paper pumpkin. So there's my, because I didn't have, because we're doing Christmas in July, and I have Merry Christmases, but not one that I thought would look nice inside. So I went to my paper pumpkin stash, and that is what I used. So that's one thing that's really great about paper pumpkin is sometimes you just end up able to go and pull those through and get that right sentiment that you need. And these, the Merry and the Christmas, were separate. And it just happens to go really well. So we just did a little loop on the ribbon there. And then of course those little stars, I do recommend use your adhesive sheet on these, so then they can become stickers when you place them onto your project. I will finish this one later. So those are my little techniques I wanted to share. So then the second project is our fun fold, and I'm going to show it to you first if I can find it. Okay, here's my other mask that I was looking for. You know what I'm going to do, so I don't lose this. Like, here's one of the little doves cut out. Aren't they so cute? And even the little feathers there, you can flip those up. My extra little pieces, and here's my paper pumpkin stamp set that I have in there. I don't think you can get that one anymore. See, get it while you can. My little extra pieces, even the little extra sprig here, I keep in my stamp case, so then when I open it, I have the pieces and everything is ready to go. Where did I do the card? That is so strange. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make this card. Isn't this beautiful? This is the other dove. And these, oh, I didn't even show you the embellishments. They're part of the suite. They're hues of blue stars. And as I look around for them, I wonder if they're under the trimmer. I don't know where I stuck the hues of blues, but there's like 4 different, oh, here they are. These are coming as well. So these are kind of a clear frosted white. Then we're going to be cloud cover. Then I'll say the misty moonlight, and then the secret sea. Aren't those cute? They also look like little flowers also. Oh, they do call them hues of blue flowers. So stars or flowers, they work as either. So this card here is so much fun, and I'm going to do a live cutting demonstration for you. It's going to open up like this. Why I love this card. One, it's showcasing the beautiful designer series paper, and we're always looking for that because we get this sheet with all these cute little doves on it, and we're like, oh, it's too cute to cut up. But when we showcase it like this, it makes us feel a little bit better, I think. And the other thing that really, and we have this cool, it's a cool fun fold. You're like, ooh, this is fun. The second thing that's really great is there's just a little tiny space to write in. You know, don't need a large message. You know, you could even put a little sentiment inside here as well. What do I have? Peace on earth. You could have a small Merry Christmas. Love, Anne Marie. Bam, done. Ha. So let's do the cutting on this. We're going to use a different paper because I'm showing you this is a Christmas one. We're going to make a non-Christmas, but the same sketch. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take, this is 8.5 by 11. Let's see, let me come up a little bit. That might be a little easier. See my nails, focus. Okay. So 8.5 by 11, we're going to cut it at 4 1/4 because it's 8.5 by 11. So we're going to do a long cut, and I have to do it down here so I can see, because I don't want to mess this up. And we're going to score it at 5.5. Okay. So this is just a sandwich board card, however you want to call it. So now we need to make the diagonal cut on this, and we're going to make this landscape. So it's going to open this way, and we need to make the cut from here down to here. And so what I'm going to do, this is my trimmer track. We'll scooch over. Sorry for the jiggly. I want to be able for you to see. So I'm going to look. Oop. So I'm going to, that's too low. Back up. Too low. Okay. So I'm going to take my, nope, that's still really low. I'm going to line up this point. I'm going to have to bring it down. See, I'm going to line up this point here on the track. And I'm going to look at the fold, and I want that point to line up as well. And then I end up with this. And this is a beautiful scrap piece for you to use for something else. It should come up. I have kind of an idea of how to use this. I mean, you could just put this as a layer, cut a little bit off, but we're doing this. Okay. The next thing we need to do is cut our designer series paper, and I thought I would use this beautiful, it kind of looks like a hydrangea, but I'm sure it's not. It would be closer together. So whatever this little flower is, we're going to raise up. So we need our DSP. We're going to do a regular front. So it's going to be 5 1/4 by 4. So I need to make sure that my pattern is correct. So I'm looking at this, and I know that this way needs to be the long side. So this needs to be the 5 1/4. Recognize that? And then I can turn it and cut that at 4. So it's a beautiful piece of paper that if we were just doing a regular card, that would be our standard layer. So now we need to cut the diagonal with this. So my recommendation for you, 1, you can practice on paper that you don't like. If it's not directional, put a smiley face on it so then you can practice cutting it the right way. So this needs to be cut like this. So I have this flap open. So that means I need to do the cut this way. We don't want to cut it this way. We need to cut it this way. So just like I did with the card base, I'm just going to line up in the track the corner to corner. Just like that. Easy. We can all do that, I promise. Bone folder. So this is here, this one's here. So we're going to adhere these down, and I am using a Secret C base. Beautiful. Oh, I'm just lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's do another focus here. There we go. And then this one is going to go, this is now the inside. So this is the front, this is the inside. We just happen to see the inside as well. With these triangle pieces, I do like the Tombow because I can, gives me a little scooch room to scooch it into place. And again, we're using a regular border, so I'm just focusing at the top and the side, because that's that standard card front that we use for layers. And when we close it, it looks like this. Isn't that great? So then to make the little mini card, that's what I call this the mini card. So for my Stamp Club people, this is a 3x6 piece. I did not have that on the instructions, scored at 3 inches. We have a little inside piece for our message, and I'm just going to go ahead and stick that in there. The Tombow's already, I'm already on a Tombow run. So this is a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, so just that standard, because this is a 3x3, so because it's 6x3. And then this is going to go in and be centered, so then that comes down. So we need to just put adhesive on the back. Again, I like the Tombow for this in case we need to slide it around a little bit. Visually trying to get it centered. Keep in mind you don't want this to be too low, or otherwise when you open to close the flap, it won't close. I did pretty good. And then for this one, I used the Sympathy sentiment. And I have those cute little leaves. So here is the little leaves are here in the month by month stamp set, which is exclusive, one of the exclusive, it's actually 2 stamp sets in here, because it's 2, in the scrapbooking workshop kit, which is still available. So, and you'll get invited to the room and everything to see the videos and how to put those together. But those leaves I thought looked a lot like this one, and we can put that on with dimensionals. And then I think maybe we should put some of the little flowers. Doesn't that look great? So this is cloud cover ink. For you to get the cloud cover ink, you can get with me, order the refill, and if you are local but you have to fill up your own ink spot, because the ink had a reaction with the pad. So that's how you can get cloud cover ink, or you can use Stampin' Right marker. Which ones should we use? I think maybe Do this one. That looks kind of cute. That was not my intention, but that just kind of turns out kind of cute. Same suite. So, Christmas sympathy, same suite. Now, I do think with these doves, you could easily have used the sympathy sentiment and add the dove there. You could probably even add the dove to this one, but I'm going to just leave it like this. Maybe a little Wink of Stella on the leaves, perhaps. That might be appropriate if you wanted a little glimmer on there. Or maybe we do, you know, if you wanted to zhuzh it up a little bit. You know, maybe if this sympathy was more to the side, you could kind of add that on there. You know, here's the bird. Now, the main thing is if you're adding anything onto here, you don't want to get it onto that DSP. So just kind of showing you, you know, just some options. This larger dove with the smaller sentiment actually looks pretty nice. So I think this would be a really great way to, I think it's a great sympathy card because, again, a smaller space, but I think it's a great anything card. So I'm going to encourage you, if you have some 12 by 12 that you just really, really love, make several of these. This sketch, it really is easy. Be brave, chop the diagonal, you're going to be just fine. You can do it, I promise. Well, that just went super fast today, right? That's okay. We get short and sweet and to the point. So what do you think? Do you let me know in the comments if do you have a favorite item out of this suite? Are you looking forward to picking up some of these when you can in September? If you're just really itching and you need it like now, us demonstrators, we're going to be able to pre-order next month. So if you want to sign up to be a demonstrator, anytime is a great time, but that will get you early access to that September mini catalog, which includes a lot of holiday items, but also all occasion as well. So just reach out to me if you are interested, and boom, there I am. So there was no newsletter today, if you hadn't figured that out. There was just no real updates, so I will do a newsletter next week with the in-color sale and the clearance refresh and anything else that's going on. For my local people, as a reminder, I do have a crop coming up in September. I believe it's the 14th. I should have wrote that down. Oh, 13th. That's close. Saturday the 13th over at my church at Christ Lutheran on Burlingame. It's $20, and that money, that $20 fee, is going to support the orphan grain train, which is one of the missions that our congregation supports. So I'm pretty excited for that. There's still plenty of room, plenty of time to sign up. And it's always a good, fun time. I love seeing everybody there and meeting new people. So bring a friend. I think I might even have somebody convinced who's not a paper crafter but a sewer. I was like, well, bring your sewing machine and just sew, and you can come out, hang out, and visit. She's like, I could do that. So yeah, sure, why not? We will have room for everybody. It can just be maybe I shouldn't call it a crop. I could call it like a crafty crafterson time. I don't know. So that's all. I hope that you liked the projects tonight. I will be back next Tuesday. Since there's the in-color sale, maybe I need to do some with in-colors. I have no idea. I do think I'm going to go through, I have some stamps over in this section here. I know you can't see it. It's my more current stamps that I have not done demonstrations with. So I think I'm going to lean towards doing that, which includes, I think, 1 or 2 for sure that are from the annual catalog. So we can dive into that and check out some of those things that maybe we've missed, maybe we haven't missed, or just to get some ideas. If you have anything that you would like to see me demonstrate in a video, like a technique or something like that, please feel free to reach out to me, or you can leave a comment below if there's something you would like to see or learn. Always take that into consideration when I'm planning my videos. So I hope you enjoy the cool off that's coming. I know I will, so will my garden. And we will see you around the internet. Happy Christmas in July. I hope that these videos this month have inspired you to get working on those Christmas cards. I have several because of the videos, which for me is great. And that's why I did it again this year, because it was very helpful for me last year to have a head start when I did Christmas in July last year. So I would like you to mail out a card this week to somebody, or 2 or 3, because it really does and can make somebody's day, even just to say hello. So good night, everybody, and thanks for being here.